So we reached the day that it's time for the Evo to come out, but it also means it's time for the other technically rally car to come out. All right. Let's see if this thing starts. Oh my. Oh, this thing has like no gas in it. What? This thing has no gas in it. Let me. That is the funniest startup I've ever heard. This thing sounds sick. Oh, bro, this thing sounds funny. We're coming up with bad ideas. Who's that? Evo is now inside the bunker, but this time we got a lift. Whether it'll go on the lift or not.
Out here, you're gonna need to be on chalk duty.
Okay. I ate chalk as a kid.
What?
All right, so the Evo is now inside Drew's shop, and of course I have my Dickies overall, so now I gotta put those on. Get to work, because I got a clutch to put in, engine to put together, and then transmission put in the engine, and then the transfer case to put on the transmission. And the tire, he's in the T-pose.
I'm a non-playable character right now.
My. Now, if you guys want to get your own Dickies overall, that's too bad. No, it's on Dickies.com. Great to wear, because when you're done, you take them off and your clothes are clean. So the Evo is on the lift now. I've done some work in the meantime off camera, such as putting the motor, transmission, and transfer case all together. They're all bolted on properly, and honestly, we only have a couple more things to go. So I converted it to a pull style clutch instead of a push. No, a push instead of a pull. So it literally just means I have a clutch inside of there. You can't see it right now, but before it had something called a monolock inside that goes inside of the stock style clutch, and it pulls it out this way in order to disengage to engage the pressure plate. This one just has a different way. So converted the slave and everything, and this pulls back, pushes forward, does the same thing. From what I understand, the only reason why people do this is the clutches are more traditional for the push style, so it ends up being a little bit cheaper, among other things, and you have some more options for clutches and stuff. We're gonna try that. If that doesn't end up working for me, I can always go to pull style, go back to it, and get an Xetti or like a ACT twin or something like that. The only thing that just kind of concerns me at the moment is, so I have, of course, belts at the front of my motor technically, and all these are fine. My only issue is that my tensioner is shot. So like it tensions, the spring is shot inside of it. So if I pull it this way, it'll just stay there, which means I need a new one, and they're not cross compatible with the Evo 8 and 9, which I could try it. Someone said that it might hit the frame rail. Not sure if I want to try it. What I think I'm gonna end up doing is, so they have the 2 bolts for the mount for the alternator. I can use this one as a hinge, and I was thinking to put a double Heim joint rod style on this to, I believe, down here, and use the alternator as the tensioner. I was gonna buy it from EvoSpec. EvoSpec sells it for $135, and I could buy the parts myself for like 20 bucks, and that sounds a little bit better than not saying anything about EvoSpec. EvoSpec is a great company from what I've heard. I just want to try to do it myself because it's time. Other than that, we're now gonna bolt this motor inside of the car, and we're gonna hope that everything well, it literally can't go anything but well, because it only has one place to go. It's got 3 locating bolts, and the same thing on that one. So all we gotta do is drop the car on the motor, not like how we did it the first time. I didn't record a video on that, but this thing was doing a wheelie for a solid couple hours. I'll put it in a picture or a video or something. Look, man, that's sketchy is what it was.
I never knew it happened. I came in here, the Evo was put on the ground, everything was clean. Then I see your video, and I was like, yup, I need to buy a lift.
So now we have a lift. And
I have a lift.
Like I said, I have mice in my pocket. So this thing will be lifted up. We'll put that underneath it, and we'll drop it on top, and then we can continue with the rest of what we're gonna do. We've now moved the motor over here. It's gonna go inside the car, but first I have to open the door because he's got to bring the skid steer. So we're gonna stack this pallet on top of that pallet, and then drop the car on top of it. Hope that we can get the top mounts, like I said, going to this one, and that will bolt to these 2 here. We'll see what happens from there. Should be pretty interesting. I think Drew's coming up. What is that? See, when I thought he meant a forklift. This dude, do a wheelie, do an end. Look, man. Now I'm scared. This thing's leaking hydraulic fluid. We just found out, as there's a pedal. There's a puddle underneath. Wow, this guy knows his. This guy knows his fork. Oh, you're good. Wow. I would say like a glove, but there's no gloves here. I am actually so scared right now. That's That's a lot of people's savings and investment in one motor. Lift. Wow, that one got me. On the bright side, you can move forwards. I hit my head so hard on that thing. Oh my god. Leave it right there for now. Dang, man. It just looks so majestic. All right, time to put it inside. So Drew is going to drop it down and we're gonna see what happens here. Hopefully nothing happens, but so you'll see what I mean where I said the bay is like the same width as the engine. Yeah, it's literally this right here. It's just gonna touch this, but it can't go back any more than like a half an inch because the suspension arm will touch the alternator. So as you see, we have these 3 bolts here that need to go into the engine mount that's here, but from the angle that it is, it's a little bit off. And we can't necessarily push this by ourselves because it's on pallets, so it's not real. So I had the brilliant idea of taking the ratchet strap, tying it around the lift, and then putting it on the pallet. See if we can drag it diagonally that way. That way we don't have to work as hard. And then I can keep an eye on what's going on up top. Like I said, this thing is wider than the engine bay itself. It's not making it easy. It's always something. So essentially what's happening right now is we got the motor in the car. Now it's hitting the tire that we put the motor on in order to lift it up. We now have to find a way to get the motor and trans off the tire. You know, hope that works.
Is there a torque spec for the transmission nuts?
For now, it's going to be whatever our hands can do.
Good and tight. We're going German.
Whatever our hands can do. He maybe thinks his hands can do something else in mine. So look, man. All right, so this mount here goes to the transmission. You see these stick up. We had to drop the mount on, well, we had to drop the mount on top of the transmission, so we get to bolt that up now. There are 2 bolts that go down inside of there and also bolt. Then we gotta drop down this side because we have the transmission jacked up to get that. We then have this mount here, which drops down in there. I'll light it up so you can see. Engine should be mostly in the car. Then we have 2 bottom mounts, and then we're pretty much good for the time being. So now we're gonna lower down the engine. Technically, it's bolted in, so it shouldn't move at all. Mission accomplished. So now technically we can raise the car up and it shouldn't move anywhere because I just bolted in the mount here. Same one over there. Yeah, buddy. I'm a little happy. As you see, we've now got the motor in the car. Well, you guys already knew that. Drew thankfully put in the intermediate shaft into the transfer case for us here. So now all we gotta do is install axles. But we want to get the drive shaft in. Now I'm afraid this side was the slip side, Drew. This side was the slip joint side. We gotta unbolt the back in order to get it in. So
how'd you get it out the first time?
I think we did it while it was coming out.
Oh, yeah, that's the female end.
Yeah. Could be worse. Which just means we have to unbolt the rear in order to get to the front now. Unless we can unbolt the carrier and it has enough room to flex on the carriers. Well, these are already loose.
Those are loose, but this isn't.
That's what I'm saying. We just take these off and we should have enough, I think. These look like it needs new bolts anyways, or new nuts. Oh, crusty that is. I ran out of storage on the camera there, but essentially motor's in the car. Missing a mount for the bottom. We still need they call it the power brace, but you know, it's the one brace that goes underneath that has the 3 engine mounts. So if somehow someone's on YouTube and they find one and I still end up needing one, hit me up on Instagram or something. Otherwise, that's how it sits. I mean, it's sitting in the car. I've not seen this site for a while, and hopefully when my fuel pump gets here tomorrow, this is like end of August right now. October. Gee, it's a little late. It's like 4 o'clock in the morning. Anyways,
it's 4:15 in the morning.
We'll continue this.